Ay, look. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look, Papa don't preach, teachers don't teach. Gon' reach, that's facts. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm making that cash stack. Bunch of O's like NASCAR, but it's really more like NASDAQ. Why they thinking that they hot when they really more like quarter on me like a referee? Hating what they'll never be. Small top with a big bottom, yeah, shorty shaped like a letter D. Let her have it, then I let her be. If you love it, gotta let it grow. Crazy cause you really never know. When I'm hurting, never let it show. I'm a two-tone, two-phone, two-chain, new thing, lane whip, but you a broke. Low class, no cash, certified lame. I've been getting to it like I ought to. Couldn't pick, so I bought two. Understand why your chick came, I'm just trying to figure why she brought you. I'm really reppin' and I'm flexed up, and I ain't gotta tell him I'm next up. Sleep on the they rest up, but I'm up and I'm getting my checks up. Me and the fellas be high as propellers, ain't could tell us we great. Looking at like how do you figure unless you been talk about 8 figures. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look how we litty, we turned up the city, we raising the bar height. I been finessing, just look at them stressing, yeah, they been up all night. Sipping this water with somebody's daughter, she take what I taught her and build on it. Came in this game on that today, ain't in a couple years later, we still on it. Be hating on it, be waiting on it like a new season. I bet an acre on it, I put some paper on it like I'm loose leafing. Buying them assets, build me a cash net I could fall in. Look at my last bet, ain't got a tiptoe, I'm all in. Think on a level that can't fail, and I roll me a J with the hate mail. Been doing good on the merch sale, all this bread on me look like a bake sale. Tell her your was really good, I be really good on a jaw jack. Send an email about the bread, I'ma hit you back with the call back. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be.
Come on in, come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button as you come on in. Got a good show for you guys tonight. Got to address a few things. We're going to do a little housekeeping and address some stuff. And then we're going to carry on like we always do. All right. So come on in, hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Oh, let's start at the top. Marcel in the building. I see D-Town, D. Henderson. Shannon Sotomayor says, Shannon from Kenosha, Wisconsin. I've been watching you for a minute. Great information. And I've been spreading the word about your channel. Keep it up, big bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And that was up before I even went live. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for typing that in the chat. Lex Luth in the building, just became a member. Shout out to you. Appreciate you for joining the Mentor Gang. All right, shout out to all the MGMs. Shout out to all the MGMs in the building. Shout out to the moderators. I see Pippi in the building. Expediting America, what is going on? Shout out to all my expediting people that's tuning in tonight. It's D-Walk. I see Cleveland, Harrisburg. What else? Devontae. I see Florida in the building. Roger Lacey. What up? Dallas, Texas. Great Polo. What up? Andrew Green, Ruben, Bay Area, California. What up? Reginald Daniel says, what's good, chat? What's good, Mark? I'm new to your channel and your content, looking to get into the industry with a cargo event. All right, well, I got plenty of content that should help you along the way for the free 99. So make sure you go through the catalog that I got and tune into the live streams, and you should be well on your way. All right, so just keep tuning in. Make sure you go back and look through the old catalog to kind of guide you. All right. INGS Logistics, what's going on? James Sandman in the building. Christina, I see you. Nightcrawler, what up? Who is that in the shadow? Mike G, what up? Welcome back. I see you. Big Herm, Corey Jackson, what up? Asma Rowland, West Coast in the building. William Sweet, what up? I see Pippi, Tony in the building, Detroit, Great Polo. Where are these people coming from? And I got a big Detroit following. L Cool J, what up? What else? Who else I see? Easy B, what up? Thick Line Bullies, what up? Cons Logistics, what up? Shout out to Wisconsin. Jay Brill, Chicago in the building. Gotta drop my bombs for the Cridney. Everything Apex. Expediting is in here tonight. Jay Brill says Chicago, man. Shout out to everybody that's from Chicago, man. Urban Homesteader, what up? ATL in the building. Lou Jackson in the building. Dave in the building. Chicago in the building. All right, so man, let's get into it, man. Let's get some stuff addressed tonight, man. Let's get some shit addressed tonight. Tonight gonna be one of them type of nights, man. I gotta do some addressing. All right, so we're gonna do it like this. First, let's deal with the situation at hand. All right, you see one person up here, right? And I'm gonna tell you like this: we did a show last Monday. We did a drop the link last Tuesday. The people that were here, y'all saw how it ended. All right, I wasn't involved in any, discrepancies. I called Kirk the next day, just to talk like I always do after the show. He didn't answer. I texted him a few times the next day. I think I called him twice and texted maybe twice. No answer, no call back. And normally that's where it stops for me. But, I decided to try again Thursday. I called him once Thursday. I sent one text. The text that I sent Thursday, hold on, let me see. I can pull it up right here. Let's see here. The text that I sent Thursday said, good morning, Kirk. If something is bothering you about the other day, let's have a conversation about it. Hope to hear from you. Thanks. And that was it. Y'all were here. Y'all saw the show. Y'all saw how it went. Listen, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it would be like a normal day, normal show. We'd talk, we'd laugh, we'd crack jokes. Haven't heard from them. So here we are Monday. The show must go on. The only thing I could do is reach out to a person, and if a person doesn't respond, then there's nothing I could do. It would have been nice to, get maybe a text message or pick up and say, you know what, Mark, I think I should step away from the show or whatever. That would have been nice, and I would have respected that. I can respect this, but me personally, if I'm gonna part ways, it's just like anything else. I'm gonna at least give a person notice. I'm not gonna leave a person hanging because I wouldn't want to be left hanging. So it is what it is. This is where we're at. How I'm going to continue the show? Am I going to look for another co-host? I thought about it. I ran it past some people that advise me on ideas and things. Am I going to do it by myself? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the show must go on either way because we built it up and it's got to continue to go on. Listen, don't nothing or nobody run me off my block. Nothing. You dig what I'm saying? The show got to go on. So shout out to Kurt, man. I hope all is well with you. I hope you're doing good. You can still call me. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say no hard. I don't know what's up with him. You dig what I'm saying? All I can tell you is I ain't talked to him. All right. So it is what it is. All right. Now let's move on. Because I got some other shit I got to talk about. All right. I got some other shit I got to talk about. We're going to talk about generational wealth in a box truck. Is it possible? But I'm kind of gonna collage it in or kind of blend it in with the lecture that I'm gonna give tonight. Because I want to talk about the crab in the barrel mentality. And I know I did a video on crab in the barrel mentality, especially in the Black community earlier this year. And I want to talk about it. A lot of the shit that's going on right now in social media, and I'm talking about in all genres. I saw Anton Daniels and Richard Fain. Richard Fain is not a person I would think would be involved in content beef. It's in every genre. You see it in the real estate genre and content creation. You see it in trucking. You see it in box trucking. You see it in I don't know. What's the lady that they talking about now? The black lady from Florida. It's everywhere. I'm going to tell you what's going on with content creation. One, advertisers are pulling out. All right. It's just like the box truck. Everybody was making money during the pandemic. When people were sitting home, advertising companies transitioned advertising dollars from cable television to YouTube. This is why if you watch YouTube and you had a favorite content creator prior to the pandemic, you probably saw a lifestyle change overnight. All right. There's a few content creators that I watch that are very popular, close to 1 million or over 1 million views. And when the pandemic hit, within a year, these guys went from driving Scat Packs to Lamborghinis, from living in 2-3 bedroom homes to mansions, because the revenue increased on YouTube. And on top of that, simultaneously with the revenue being increased because they were getting paid more per view, the views increased as well because people were at home. So people got accustomed to that lifestyle, right? They did the exact same thing that I tell you guys not to do. Their revenue increased and their lifestyle increased. The more money they made, the more money they spent. All right. Now, people are back to work, kids are back to school, views are down, and advertisers are pulling money out of YouTube. They're not pulling ads. They're just not paying as much as they were paying before. Why? Because the way YouTube has it set up is it's a cost per click, per impression, right? CPM. The advertisers bid to get on said individuals' channels. So certain videos that they may want to be on, for instance, let's say if I do a video about Progressive Insurance, I got an insurance video. When I look at my analytics for how much advertisers are bidding, this is a video that doesn't really do that much. It's a video I did over a year ago, one of the earlier videos I did last year, but it's the highest bidded video. Why? Because it's talking about insurance. I mentioned a few insurance companies' name. The AI probably picks it up. Progressive, these companies are bidding because they want to outbid their competitors, especially if it's a video that's mentioning them, right? But all these bids are coming down. Why? Because the interest is not there anymore. It's there, but it's not as plentiful as it was because people are working in school. People aren't sitting at the crib anymore, right? And it's Christmas time. The economy is the way it is. People are trying to source revenue somewhere, and people know controversy brings dollars. That's why you see a lot of controversy going on all over the internet. It's everywhere, right? Me, I'm not into the controversy thing. I'll respond to someone if they come for me, if I feel like it. Some people ain't worth responding to. You know what I'm saying? Some people I've been there and done that already. Some people I feel like it's just not worth it. And then some people might be poking and poking and poking, and then you got to let them know that you him. And tonight is one of the nights where I got to let somebody know that I'm him. All right? And we're going to get into it, and I'm not going to make this like humorous or nothing like that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to allow anybody to tell me what the fuck I can and cannot talk about. Last I checked, I pay taxes. I got an Illinois driver's license. I got an Illinois concealed and carry. I got a passport. I got a bunch of shit that says that I'm an American citizen and I have freedom of speech. If I want to sit on this bitch and talk about paint drying, and goddamn it, that's what I'm going to do. And ain't nobody going to stop me. Ain't nobody going to run me off my block. This my shit. And we going to talk about it. So let's get into it. First, because I got some notes. Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaq, Shannon Sharp. What do they have in common? Can somebody in the chat tell me what Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Shannon Sharp all have in common? Just somebody, the first person. What do they got in common? What do all those guys got in common? Shaquille O'Neal, Shannon Sharp, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. Besides, they're millionaires. They play sports, Republicans. They all speak their mind. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what when I put them up, what I have in mind. They played sports. They are broadcasters, which kind of coincides with what I'm thinking about. But they're all retired athletes. They're all retired athletes, right? So they played a sport. They retired, and now they're analysts. They talk about the sport that they played. It seems to be an issue because I've seen it come up multiple times, but this one said particular gentleman who released a video yesterday is always angry, seems to have an issue that I talk about an industry that I was in from 2010 up until October of last year, that I talk about it, but I'm not actively in it. So when I look at Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny Smith on TNT sitting up there with Ernie, or, I'm not really a fan of Shannon Sharp on First Take. I liked him better when he was with Skip. I know a lot of people don't like Skip, but I like Skip. The reason why I like Skip, because he's a Michael Jordan fan. And anybody that's a Michael Jordan fan is a friend of mine. All right? He's a Michael Jordan fan. You can't tell Skip anything bad about Michael Jordan. You can't compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. Skip is not having it. So Skip always has a seat at the table in the Mark household. I like Shannon Sharp better when he was with Skip. But Shannon Sharp is a retired football player. He talks about football. And he does it well. Not only does he talk about football, he's well-versed in speaking about basketball. There's plenty of debates between him and Skip. And trust me, I'm an avid listener. When it was Shannon and Skip, I listened every morning. Every morning. He won plenty of debates against Skip, and Skip is a hard debater. The fact of the matter is, he played a sport. He was great at it. And now he talks about the sport that he played. There was a time in 2010 where I was faced with a back against the wall situation, and I stumbled into an industry that made me the person that I am, that you guys see 2 or 3 times a week talking about box trucking on YouTube. So for a person to tell me, because I'm not active, I have no business talking about it, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, there's 2 different people that said this, all right? I'm not talking about Mr. Miller. All right, Mr. Miller, me and Mr. Miller had a back and forth last year. This isn't to Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller is going to be Mr. Miller, and Mr. Miller is going to do what Mr. Miller does. This is like a copycat Mr. Miller. All right? So this ain't, I'm not talking to Mr. Miller. I'm talking about to another guy. All right? So I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, because guess what? This shoulder, it still pops. You know why this shoulder pops? Because one day I was moving a 300 or 400 pound armoire and I threw my shoulder out. So you think that I'm not going to talk about moving? My hip ain't been the same. Years ago, I was messing with a piano, a player piano, not an upright, not a baby grand. It was a player, somewhere in between an upright and a baby grand. It's a little bit. It looks like an upright, but it's bigger and heavier than an upright. It's heavy. My hip ain't really been the same. It's fine. I walk normal and stuff, but when I'm in the gym doing squats or when I go to sleep, it tightens up. No matter how much I stretch it, no matter how much I squat and stretch it, and it always tightens back up. It ain't been the same since. So from 2010 to 2013, when I was actively on the truck doing 3, 4 moves, sometimes 5 moves a day, up until the point where I was able to remove myself from the truck once I got to 3 trucks and continue to build my business, get a warehouse, then venture off into cross docking. Up until 2022, when I removed, divested, and exited the business, I actually had to get back on the truck in 2020. So from 2013, 2014, I moved away from the truck, worked in the office. My brother, operations manager, a young lady named Genesis, pretty much handled all the accounting. Stat was my fleet manager. And we were in the office. 2013 to about 2020. 2020, the pandemic came. That changed a lot. No one wanted to come to work. That forced me to get back out on the truck. By this time, I had a nice sized belly that I don't have anymore. My face was a little bit fatter. I had the Martin face. But I had to get back out on the truck. So from 2020, 2021, 2022, I had to work again because I just didn't have enough people to run the trucks that I had. So I had to do what I needed to do. And that was get back out on the truck. Ain't nobody finna tell me that I can't talk about trucking. After all the years, after all the trials and tribulations, after all the experience, after all the ups and downs that I encountered in this industry, I don't give a goddamn if I'm not in the industry. I got out at the height and I did good on my exit. Can't nobody tell me what I can and can't talk about. Well, I'm in the truck all day and all night. That's your fault. That sounds like a personal problem, fam. That sounds like a personal problem. I didn't complain when I was in the truck. When I had to get my black ass back out on the truck in 2020 after not being out in the field and I'm overweight, out of shape, I had to do what I had to do. You didn't see me complaining about it. And guess what? When I was active, I wasn't on YouTube. So it's crazy how a person that's active is simultaneously on YouTube. I wasn't thinking about a YouTube. Didn't even know a box truck community existed because I was too busy getting it. I came to YouTube last year during my exit. And I documented me doing moves last year. And it's on my channel. But people just seem to blow past that. And they worry about, oh, he laughed. I don't know if he never. Whether I did or whether I didn't, what is it to you? Let's say I never did it. I don't understand what it is to you. But I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. I know what it is. Mark comes to YouTube and does the same thing on YouTube that he did when he was in trucking. And I don't even consider this a business. I take a loss on this every month. And that's a fact, though. Every month I take a loss on this. My YouTube settlement for this month, for last month, was $1,300. That's it. The internet, $300, because I'm pushing the stream. I'm pushing the stream. I'm not signed up for StreamYard and all this Restream and all this cloud-based shit these people stream on. I'm pushing it. I got a dumbass Mac Studio here. Not no iMac. I got a Mac Studio. The internet, $300. The subscription to push the stream, $50. The thumbnails, $300. The editing, $300. The website, $200. I can keep going. Canva, $15. Opus, $20. All the other subscriptions that I have to do the shorts and all that shit. All these subscriptions cost money. I spend more money doing this shit than YouTube pays me. Now, if you want to factor in the time that I sit on here, then so what I don't understand, why a person worrying about somebody that's actually actively helping the community succeed. That's crab in the barrel. When a person is succeeding, a person feels threatened by another person's success because now they feel like they're not going to be able to achieve the success, so they try to pull that person down. I only see it in my own community. I never see it in other communities. Only in my own. I ain't did shit to nobody. I don't mess with nobody. I only come for people when they call for me. And then I pull up. I might not pull up right away, but I pull up eventually. I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Especially something that I've given so much time, energy, and effort to. Well, I'm in the truck all day and all night. Personal problem. That sounds personal. What that got to do with me? And what the fuck I got going on over here? I put a wager up about 2 months ago. Does anybody remember the wager I put up? The challenge I put up 2 months ago? Can somebody that remembers the wager that I put up, because I don't like the talking, I put a wager up. Somebody put the number in the chat. Because it's still out there. Ain't nobody came for it. Somebody put that wager up. How much was it? I actually pulled up into one content creator and they said no. They didn't want no issues. So this is all I'm getting. A lot of this. Ain't nobody accepted that challenge. You smarter than me. I'm so this and I'm so that. Take the 10K challenge, pull up, and let's have the debate. Winner takes all. Because I put it up there 2 months ago. It's still up there. I ain't took it down. But all I'm getting is this. And this is why I pay no mind. I don't pay it no mind because this is all it's going to be. See, the issue is people, or said individual, because it ain't people, it's one person. And I'm not talking about Mr. Miller. So, Mr. Miller, if you watch, I'm not talking about you. You could continue to create your videos. We did it last year. I'm not responding to you because we did it last year. I'm not going to recycle the same back and forth. Me and you did it already. This is for this other guy. The issue that I think is Mark then came and did the same thing on YouTube that I did when I was trucking. Became successful. You know how my channel continues to grow on YouTube? Outside of the fact that I give free information, the information that I give is applicable when people take it and they go out and they apply it, or it's applicable. They can take the strategy and they can apply it, and it works. I don't lead people on and say, hit the link, tap in, buy this class, buy that. I come online, I create a title, I create a live stream, and I do the strategy on live. I did a whole business plan on live. I did strategy sessions on live. You're talking about 3-4 hour live streams that people tell me, members, subscribers, Mark, you need to put this in a Patreon. You should charge for this. But yeah, I got a guy who's worried about me and my forecasting for peak season. Angry. So guess what? I'm the brave motherfucker, right? Who sits up here and does the forecast. You know why? Because I'm not worried about what a motherfucker gonna think if I'm wrong. And I don't have to report to you whether I'm right or wrong. Because guess what? Ain't nobody else going to do it because they worried about what the audience is going to think about them or say about them if they are wrong. See, me, I'm brave. If I believe something, if I create a hypothesis and I research and I have facts to support my hypothesis, I'm going to present it because that's what I believe in because I've done my research. On top of the fact that I was in the industry 13 and a half years, I also got a college degree. I'm not an idiot. And that's another reason why I think people get upset with me. There wasn't a peak season last year. Because if there was, why was there an exodus of people exiting the space? Just because a said individual found a way, that doesn't make it seem, you don't speak for the totality of the industry. You're just one person. Check this out, fam. The economy is fucked up right now. It's people losing their homes. It's people losing their cars. Mark ain't losing his cars. It's people losing their homes. Mark ain't losing his homes, and the economy fucked up. So just because Mark ain't losing his shit, does that mean the economy ain't fucked up? No, the economy is fucked up. It's just Mark know how to get money. So just because you made it through doesn't mean that it was a peak season. That just means you beat the odds. Congratulations. Let's give you a round of applause for that. Let's give you a round of applause for beating the odds. That's all that means. What you did doesn't speak for the totality of the industry. That means you just did what you were supposed to do. You found a way. I applaud you. That's what you're supposed to do. So if I make a forecast of people who subscribe to my channel, what do they got to do with you? What does that have to do with you? The people that subscribe to my channel subscribe to my channel. Obviously, the reason why my channel grows is because people find some sort of value in me. Listen, I have a catalog of live streams. Not one time have you ever heard me ask anybody for any money. I don't have a Cash App link up. I've never asked nobody for a super chat. I don't, beg no hands. I don't ask nobody for shit. I come on here and I provide value. I pour into the people and they pour back into me by supporting me. I don't have fans. I seen somebody say, "Well, they got fans." These ain't fans. Fans ain't nothing but fake ass niggas. That's what fan stands for. Fake ass nigga. I don't have fans. I have supporters. I'm not a celebrity. I pour into people. I provide value to people. And they return and they pour back into me with support. When they see that notification go off, they hear. That's all I need. As long as the people are here, I'll be here. I don't have a crab in a barrel mentality, clearly. Because if I did, I wouldn't be here providing so much free information when I could be doing plenty of other things. I'm not getting paid. I'm actually losing money doing this. I don't have any sponsors sponsoring the channel. You don't see anything pinned to the damn corner or nothing. I'm truly here to help people. And it's obvious, even after a year and a half of me doing this, people still are concerned about what the fuck I got going on. So now that we got talking about something that you once done, and there's plenty of people. You got retired police superintendents. What do retired police superintendents do when they retire from their city? Normally they go start either a security firm or they go into consulting, security consulting. Like to tell a person or to suggest to a person that just because you're no longer active, you can't talk about it, man, that shit's crazy to me. That ain't nothing but some crab in the barrel ass shit. Well, I don't know if he even did. He could be lying. You think I can sit up here and do 3-4 hour live streams and talk straight into the camera, no teleprompter, answer every question? We done went and we done researched and we done looked at other content creators, skip over questions, go straight down the line, answer every single question. If I never did trucking? See, the problem is people, I don't allow people to get in my business. See, people want to be in my business. They want to know how much money I got. They want to know this. They want to know that. The subscribers that come to the chat through the city, when they come through and they hit me up and they say, "Mark, you free? I'm in the city." Those people know Mark. Kirk done came here twice. Kirk know what it is. He already done told you. I even met Vic. I pulled up on Vic. Motherfucker, I gotta prove something to a motherfucker I don't even know. I didn't show my taxes online. Here go all my fuel cards from when I had my trucks before I started selling them. I'm not going to show y'all the numbers. Anybody that knows anything about fleet cards, right? And we use Universal Premium, all right? Fuel. Anybody that knows anything about fleet cards is they charge you for everything, right? All right. So with fleet cards, you pay a maintenance fee monthly, right? There's different types of service fees, but one of the service fees is a monthly maintenance fee. And they charge that for each card. You think I'm going to order a bunch of cars and pay for them if I didn't have this many trucks at one point? You think I'm going to pay a monthly maintenance fee on cards if I didn't have a truck for them? That shit's crazy to me. I showed my taxes for 1 year where I spent twice than what some of these motherfuckers make. Some of these motherfuckers, they run hard, they might make $250. I think I showed one year where I spent $500,000. One year I spent over $300,000. That was just what I spent. So if I spent that type of money had to be coming in. What you think I made? Go look through the content. Missing one of them live streams from earlier this year, last year. Who remember that live stream when I showed my taxes? Who was there? Because these people seem to forget, or they just like to skip around and say shit that don't make sense. Was anybody watching the channel back when I showed my taxes? Drop a fire emoji in the chat if you saw that live stream. It was early this year, late last year. Man, I don't even know why I gotta do this type of shit, bro. What else? So I talked about, got the Kirk situation out the way. We talked about why people are worried about me and talking about something that I'm no longer in. I talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Obviously, I'm better at talking about it than you, because I came to YouTube actually a year to the date after you. A year to the date. 2021, I came in 2022, a year to the date. And passed Buddy up by 3 or 4 times without even trying. I'm not in competition with nobody. I can't control who subscribes to the channel. I don't even ask people to subscribe. I just say hit the like button. I don't say subscribe, chat, and share. I don't do all that. I don't even got affiliate links. I don't even have affiliate links, bro. Like, motherfucker, you go to a motherfucking channel, they got a long list of Amazon this, click that. I don't even have that. I'm not even monetizing that way. I lose every fucking month on this channel. And I got a motherfucker worried about what the fuck I got going on over here. Instead of what he should be worried about running his truck. This is why I'm sitting here. You worry, oh, sit up there and do is run his mouth. The reason why I sit here is because 2010 to 2022, I got it in. And while I was getting it in and making all that money, I was investing it into things. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. All right. We're going to talk about generational wealth, because this was something that the hope dealers was pushing on to people during the pandemic. Oh, it's starting to get a box truck business so you can get multiple streams of revenue. You put a driver in there, you get generational wealth. Can you really create generational wealth in a box truck business in 2023? Do people even know what generational wealth is or how to create it? Can you create generational wealth from working a job? Is it possible? Because this is what the hope dealers was pushing. This is what the hope dealers was pushing. So now I got time today. Buddy been poking at me and Kirk poking at us. I got some time today. But we ain't gonna make this, and I'm not making it like a humorous thing. I'm teaching. You reach, I teach. The bread up there. Why nobody came and took the bread? Can somebody substantiate how much money I said I'm willing to bet for a debate? Just one more time for the record. Can somebody substantiate that for me in the chat? Because I put it up 2 months ago and it's still up there, stuck up there. One more time in the chat, please. Please, can y'all put in the chat? Because I don't want nobody to think it's cap. Please, somebody in the chat. One more time. Thank you. Nobody has come to claim it yet. But I get a lot of this. So if you so smarter, you got the answers and I don't, come get the 10K. Come get the 10K. See, I don't talk, bro. I don't talk. I don't worry about what other men are doing. I don't worry about what they're working on or if they're not working. I don't worry about other men. The first thing that I think about in the morning is where the bread at. I think about where the bread at. I don't think about what another nigga doing. I could give a goddamn less. I put my money where my mouth is. I don't get on here and poke fights with people. I don't have time for that shit. But if you reach or you call, I'm gonna pull up. And when you reach, I'm gonna teach. See, I don't want no problems. But if it's a problem, no problem. I just want to do my content, mind my business, deal with my audience, my little audience, and be to myself. I don't even watch this channel, bro. These hope dealers, bro. And this is another thing. Every time I say something about hope dealers, it's like said individual, oh, well, I'm gonna give you hope. I'm him. Like people send me these videos. The reason why I say stop listening to hope dealers, and fam, let me explain something to you. Because I think you got the wrong idea, perception when I say hope. You know why I don't push hope? Because hope can't get you shit. I did a social experiment over the weekend, Saturday. I did a social experiment. I'm gonna tell you how it went. I went to the bank. I got a deposit slip and I didn't put nothing on it. I went to the teller and I handed the teller the deposit slip. And I looked at her. She looked at me. She looked at the slip. She looked at me. I looked at her. She said, there's nothing on it. I said, I know. I was hoping you could deposit $1 million. Well, Mr. Mark, are you going to deposit $1 million USD? No, I was hoping you would just take the slip and just, I go look at my account, it's $1 million. I was hoping you would do that for me. Can you do that? I'm hoping you can do that. Just put $1 million in my account. I went to the grocery store, put everything on the conveyor belt. She swiped everything and pushed it down. The bagger bagged it. She told me the price. I looked at her. She said, how are you paying? Well, I hope you just let me go. What? Yeah, I hope you just let me go. I'm hoping. Now you gotta pay. The moral of the story is hope ain't gonna get you shit. This is why I don't come on here with goddamn hope. I'm not the person that's finna sit up here and fill you with bullshit. And this is why don't nobody follow this channel. Because when you get online and you sit up here and all you do is this, and you don't provide value that people can go and apply, they're not gonna subscribe to you. So if you want the secret sauce on to get subscribers and why my channel is growing, maybe you should give people valuable information. And then maybe they will subscribe. See, me, I don't give hope because they can't do shit with hope. I give them information that they can take, put it in their back pocket, go out into the real world and use. And as payment for that, they come back and they hit the subscribe button. I don't ask them for it. I give people information that they can use. I give people strategy that they can apply based on my experience. Something that you say I shouldn't be talking about because I'm not active. based on my experience. Maybe this is why my channel is growing. Maybe that's why you're really upset. Now, as far as this peak season shit, I could give a goddamn if it is peak season or not peak season. When I present information, I make forecasts, it's based on research. And when I come and present the research, I've done multiple live streams about this upcoming peak season. And when I presented them, what did I provide? Evidence. I didn't just get up here and talk. I read articles from CEOs of the largest freight forwarder in the world. Listen, if the largest freight forwarder in the world, someone that has all the data, more data than me or you, is saying something, I'm going to go with him. I'm not going to go with some guy in a box truck. Why? Because this guy has the data. He has the data. He can see the shit coming in from overseas months ahead of time. Why do you think they're the largest freight forwarder in the goddamn world? Because they obviously are good at what they do. So if the CEO of the largest freight forwarder in the world is going to put his neck and his multi-million-dollar salary on the line to give misinformation 4 months before, I just don't see that. So if I was a betting man, which I am, and I had to bet on the CEO of the largest freight forwarder in the world saying no versus a box trucker saying, yeah, I'm going with the CEO. It's a reason why he makes multi-millions, and that's the largest freight forwarder in the world. They have something you don't have, data. And this goes back to what I'm talking about and proves my crab in a barrel mentality lecture that I'm giving. I sit up here and present content with the facts. And you say, well, the economy ain't got nothing to do with it. So even with me presenting the facts of some of the largest, most powerful people in freight, a person's still going to oppose. Now that just lets you know a person just don't like you. See, when it gets to that point, they just don't like you. They have an issue with you personally. Somebody they don't even know. It's not like I just get up here and talk this shit. I always present and cite my sources. I present the content, I cite my sources, and I expound on what I read. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. It's up to people when they come here and listen to take the information and they can come up with their own conclusion. I'm just bringing forth the information, expounding on it, giving my thoughts, and people can take their own. You can't tell me I can't do that. I do what the fuck I want to do. I'm just better at it than you. That's what the problem is. You got an issue with me and you don't even know me. Hope dealer. I don't push hope. I don't sell people a dream. You know another reason why people fuck with the kid? Because I'm real. I give people real information, whether they like it or don't like it. I'm not going to sit here and tell them the skies are blue and the lilies and the sunflowers are growing. If that's not what it is, then I'm not going to sell you that. See, people got sold that shit in 2020, 2021, and the early part of 2022 by a bunch of people who were novice in the space who didn't understand the space they damn self. When Mark Blackass was telling you, no, this is not the way it is. When I first came to YouTube, you guys laughed at me. You shunned me. You talked about me. And then when everything came into fruition, nobody came and said I was right. Well, then I'm going to be the first to say he was wrong. How? When there was an exodus of people that failed in December. If the market is so great in December, why are so many people failing? If the market is so great, why are so many people exiting? Make it make sense. Well, man, I made money. I can't tell my kids. What your kids got to do with it? That means you're a responsible adult. That's all that shit means, is that you're a responsible adult and you beat the odds. That means you know how to hustle. Once again, That's all that means. You don't speak for the totality of the industry. You don't. That means you just know how to get it. And I congratulate you for that. But just because you defy the odds in comparison to a lot of other people doesn't mean that there was a peak season. If the major media outlets, the heads of freight forwarding companies and brokerages are saying the peak season was non-existent, who are you to say that it existed? These are the people. Who are you to say it did when the main people are saying it didn't even come by? It didn't even stop by to say hello. This is a fact. It's written in black and white. So when a person defies that, when it's right there written in black and white, that's a person that just has a personal issue with you. Because they're going to say anything opposite of what's true that you're saying because they have a personal issue, a personal vendetta with you. And I'm okay with that. All I'm saying is just say that. I don't like you, Mark. I appreciate that more because you can cut all the extracurricular shit and just get straight to it. Generational wealth. Oh, can you create generational wealth in a box truck? A lot of people was pushing this shit 2020, 2021, using that as a way to lure people in to get into the box truck business, streams of revenue, and a lot of people fail for that. So we're going to talk about generational wealth real quick. And is it possible in the box truck? Is it possible in trucking? Yes. Now, here's the thing. And I'm going to be completely honest. And these are my opinions, all right, based on my experience as a person in trucking and an investor, all right? In today's time, my money works for me. I don't work for money anymore. People seem to have a problem with that because I sit here and talk about trucking. I just do it better than them, but I digress. There was a time that I think you could build and scale a successful trucking business and create generational wealth. In order for you to create generational wealth in a trucking business, you would have to build that business, scale that business, and that trucking business would get passed down from generation to generation to generation. In today's time, I think it's possible. It's a little bit harder. It may not be able to be done that old school way where you can build a business, scale the business, and pass it down from generation to generation. I think in today's time, you would have to come in, create a business, start the trucking business, and use the trucking business as a stepping stone to building generational wealth. And what I mean by that is what I did. All right. I started investing into assets, right? All right. So you have active income and you have passive income. And a lot of people were pitched and sold this false reality that buying into a truck or creating a trucking business during the pandemic was going to create passive income. And they told them that they were going to get a driver and the truck is going to be on the road and that's going to be a passive income moneymaker. And I was telling a lot of people that was not going to happen because I said your main issue was going to be sourcing talent, finding a driver. And a lot of people found that out the hard way. There's people now that are still having a hard time sourcing talent. You got major mega carriers that, drivers are seat hopping. Just finding drivers nowadays, it's difficult. So building generational wealth in a trucking company, now you would have to use the company to kind of use it as a stepping stone to do it, meaning money that's coming into the trucking company, you're taking money from the trucking company, that's profit that you would probably pay yourself, right? And you would take some of that money, a percentage of it, and you would invest it into things like real estate, stocks, crypto, bonds, ETFs, dividend stocks, so on and so forth, right? That's passive income. You generate wealth from passive income. It's very rare that an individual can generate generational wealth from active income in today's times. In today's times, it's very difficult to generate generational wealth with active income unless you are, let's say, a big time CEO. Let's say you're Tim Cook. If you're Tim Cook, yes, because you got $1 billion in shares and stock in Apple, right? But if you're not a Tim Cook, if you're not, I don't want to name Elon Musk, or let's say Bernard Arnault, someone like him, right, who has billions of dollars of shares of LVMH, yeah, those guys can create generations of active income, right? Even though he's the CEO of a big company, he probably doesn't do much work. That's active income because it's a job. But working a typical 9 to 5 or building a box truck business in today's current times, you're gonna have to take some of that money and you're gonna have to invest it. And my advice is to do that. Listen, no one wants to be in a truck. And listen, I'm an advocate. I'm gonna tell you this. This is not something you want to do for forever. You want to get in, you want to make the money, you want to take the money and invest it in other things so that you can exit and have your money work for you. That's the plan. That's the plan. All right. That was always my plan. I didn't do it at the beginning because at the beginning I was reinvesting back into the business, right? But as I got seasoned and tenured in the business, I started flirting with stocks. I was early into crypto, not too early, around the 2017, 2018 bull run is where I first started experimenting with it. I bought this place, real estate. I have index funds. Like I got multiple portfolios. So I got a portfolio with just index funds, right? So things that have dividends, right? So I get a percentage off the profits of the business. Some dividends pay you quarterly, some dividends pay you yearly. All right. So I have a specific portfolio just for that. So all my dividend stocks, I keep on M1. All right. It's an app, M1. I keep over there. All right. I have 2 portfolios for crypto, right? I have another portfolio for stocks, right? So I got 2 stock portfolios. I have 2 crypto portfolios, right? And I have real estate, right? And I don't have generational wealth. I have generational wealth for maybe one generation if I had kids, but I don't have enough for if my kids have kids. And this is what I'm working towards. I'm working towards my kids' kids. You see what I'm saying? And that's just constantly investing, letting that money sit. So the reason why I have those yields, those dividends, right, is because that's the stuff I don't touch. I don't touch it. I don't even look at that. Now, my other portfolio is the stuff that I aggressively put in when there's a bull run. I divest on the way up to the top. When I feel the market is about to crash or we're about to go into some type of economic collapse or something's about to happen, where we're exiting, we're going parabolic in that bull run, and the crash is about to come, the rug is about to get pulled, I usually exit somewhere between 80 to 90% of my portfolio. And then once it crashes and I feel like we've bottomed out, I begin to dollar cost average back in. So I've taken profits and I'm dollar cost averaging back in. So I got a portfolio that I don't touch, that I just constantly invest in. It just builds and builds because this is my long-term play. This is probably something I'll never touch. And then I have another portfolio where this is where I'm making money, I'm pulling money, I'm playing the market more aggressively, right? Same thing on the crypto side. Real estate, I have property, but I'm not really, that type of investor where I fix and flip or none of that. It's more just buy and hold. So but that's what I'm working on. I've been doing really, really good at it. I also have a solo 401k, right? And I have two Roth IRAs, right? So two Roth IRAs, and I have a solo 401k. The solo 401k I actually got like a year and a half ago. A financial advisor, actually talked to me about it and said that I would be good with a 401k, solo 401k. He broke it down to me, and I just went on ahead and got a solo 401k. So I got a solo 401k as well. I have some other stuff as well, but I don't want to talk about that stuff. But I do got some other stuff. All right. But I think people should take money from their box truck business and invest it into assets that are going to generate wealth, right? Generate wealth passively, right? So that eventually, if you play these markets right, you can live off the assets that you invested in that can ultimately create generational wealth. But you got to have a plan. You just can't sit there and play the market and think you're going to win. That's why I have two portfolios. I got a long-term portfolio and I got a short play portfolio. You know, I don't think you can build generational wealth with a box truck business in today's society, in today's times. I think the cost to operate the business, you got so many people that I talk to that are robbing from the sustainability of the business because they're not making enough money to take care of their living. And these people are living very modestly. I've talked to people that are living expenses of $3,000 and $4,000 a month. That's modest. It's just me and my living expenses 10 to 11. And it's just me. So, people robbing from the sustainability of their business and their living expenses to live, and I'm talking about rent and whatever, car note, insurance, whatever, light, gas, whatever, 3 or 4 thousand, and they have to rob from the sustainability. It's going to be kind of hard to invest in something, right? So what does that do? What do you do in that situation? It's only one thing you can do: make more money. You have to make more money. You have to find ways to make more money. If that means doing something else, if that means working longer hours, and simultaneously while you're making more money, you have to decrease your living. For a long time, listen, before I moved out, I lived at the crib. I think before I moved out, I think I was up to maybe 7 or 8 trucks before I moved out the crib. I lost a whole girlfriend staying at the crib. I told the story. I had more than enough money to live on my own. But why take that money when I could be reinvesting that back into the business? That's what my plan was from the very beginning. I lived very modestly. I didn't do anything because I was working all the time. I don't kick it in club no more like that, like I used to. I step out every now and again, but every time I step out, it costs money. I got to go get a new outfit. If it's a packed place, I don't like motherfucker standing all around me, squish, so I got to get a section. In order to get a section, you got to buy bottles. They may have a 2-bottle minimum. That might be $1,000 right there. And I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just being honest. So I'm looking at now, we're in a time where I feel some type of economic collapse is coming. So what? I'm holding. I'm dollar cost averaging into my portfolios, right? Because we're on the brink of a bull run in crypto. Because it's cyclical, right? So it's coming. I think we actually are in the early stages of it now. So we're going to go through, the ups and downs next year before it eventually goes parabolic, probably sometime around November. And then I'll begin to exit after I've made an egregious amount of money. Shout out to all the MGM game members that saw my plays. I put it in the member section of in the community, so the MGM's got it. And actually, when I put it in about a week and a half ago, if anyone looked at those plays and been following those plays, and you entered, depending on how much you bought in, you made money. Especially with the first 3. That's how you build generational wealth, by investing into assets that you make money from passively. It's hard to build generational wealth in something and that you're doing actively. So the answer for me in today's time is going to be difficult. It's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely. You have to use your box truck business as a pivot, or as a stepping stone, I should say, and use that money coming in and invest it into other things. So eventually you can hopefully pull yourself away and create a decent portfolio where your money is working for you. And I think on that note, I'm going to digress, you know. And I'm going to say this. Black people got to stop being crabs in a barrel. All right? For me to come on here and help people, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I really don't. And I don't understand why other people feel like it's a problem. If somebody's not bothering anybody, if someone's not out harming anybody, you know, then leave people be. But if you come for me and you reach, I'm gonna teach. And I didn't want to make this one like funny and all that stuff. I just wanted to be direct and straightforward. Because when you say things, you have to make sure that what you're saying makes sense. Because a person like me who can comprehend very well, if it doesn't, and you coming for me, I'm going to take your words and dissect them, break them down, and make you look crazy. You watch my content enough to talk about it. Don't leave out the fact that I put the 10,000 up. Don't forget that. See, I'm not going to do none of this. I don't fuck with people. The 10,000 up. So you feel like you got all the answers and my shit is just so whatever, put the 10,000 up and let's get to it. That's it. That's all. I don't got no more talking. I'm not responding because it don't make sense at this point. I'm not with the chitter chatter. I said it already. I put it up. It is what it is. Trust me. If I was a person who was out here giving bogus information, which I'm not, I just hit 19,000 subs like 2.5 weeks ago. I'll be at 20 tomorrow or maybe the day after. I'm not asking people to subscribe to my channel. They come to the channel, they see the content, they apply it and it works. I don't get on YouTube and complain and argue at the camera and call people liars. How can a person be a liar about a strategy that works? Or no, a liar. Damn, I don't even know if they even been in trucking. I ain't been in trucking, but I know all this information. It's just people want to be in your business. And see, when you don't allow people in your business, they get upset. How is he able to sit here and do this? Because I'm smart. I put my head down and I worked. I didn't have any children. I don't have any kids. That's another thing. Like, people forget I don't have any kids. I was too busy working. So my money and your money, different types of money. Because my money, I get to keep it. Somebody said something, Mark, Dior sneakers, $1,300. Fam, if I want to spend $1,300 on some Dior's, that's my business. What is that? Why do men worry about what other men are doing? What, like, I don't understand that. And I said 2 months ago, when we get around holiday season, y'all gonna start seeing a lot of weird stuff going on. Y'all gonna start seeing a lot of weird stuff going on. Don't come for Mark. Mark's straight. Mark living good. He eating good. He's not worried about anybody. His bills are paid. His mortgage is paid. His lights are on. His gas is on. It's nice and warm in here. It's not chilly. You don't see me with a robe or a blanket on. It's nice and room temperature in here. I'm living good. I got great thread counts. I'm straight. Mama good. Brother good. Niece good. We good. I'm not worried about none of y'all homies good. My team is good. The MGM gang is good. We good over here. We wish you much success. You know what I'm saying? And another thing before I go, because this peak season, I want to make sure I get this out the way. Because fam does Amazon. I don't even talk about Amazon. I don't do Amazon. Never did Amazon. So what I don't understand is why a person that does Amazon is worried about a guy who doesn't even talk about Amazon. But I tell you one thing. If I had an option about Amazon, let's talk about Amazon. I don't talk about it, but since you do it and you want to input into my business, and I don't even talk about Amazon, let's look at it like this. If I had an option to not have peak season so that I could be right for 2 years in a row, or have a great peak season on the Amazon level, forget all the other options. Let's just speak on Amazon. I would rather be wrong and have and make sure Amazon has a great peak season. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I probably make more money off Amazon than the person running a box truck for Amazon Relay. And that's a fact though. You probably ask yourself, well, I've never stepped foot in an Amazon facility. And I probably make more money off of Amazon than the person that runs Amazon Relay. And that is a fact though. So in closing, I would rather be wrong and have a great peak season in Amazon, because that's going to reflect my investment as a shareholder. See, I'm about the dollar. I can give a fuck about being wrong. I'm about the dollar. So if I got an option to be wrong and have Amazon have a great peak season, because that's going to increase the revenue because the shares are going to go up, man, please. Man, I want you to be there on time. I want to make sure your tires have the right tire pressure. All right, make sure you're there on time. Don't go in there talking crazy to these people. When you get to these post offices, make sure you nice to these little white ladies. I want you to be successful because your success is my success. And this goes back to generational wealth and assets. Because see, I get paid off Amazon from being a shareholder. Never stepped foot in an Amazon. I just own shares of the company. I made an egregious amount of money back when the stock split a couple years back. So trust me, you do Amazon, I want you to succeed. I need you to do a great job. Because you do a good job, it makes me more money. You do a good job running Amazon Relay, it makes me more money. So instead of worrying about me sitting here, you should want to play the game that I'm playing. See, I'm no longer in the truck. I own shares of the company. It's different. You reach, I teach. It's different over here. So instead of being mad in your box truck, maybe I can give you some pointers on investing in the company instead of running for the company and making money that way. And on that note, I'm out.